Hi guys, my name is John Villa. I'm a postgraduate student in the art history department at the University of Nottingham. I was asked to talk to you today about postgraduate funding, which is interesting because I am not really qualified to give financial advice to anyone. I'm an art historian, not really good with numbers, but I do have a lot of experience in looking for funding for school. Hopefully this will kind of help to point you in the right direction on where to begin looking, no matter what situation you're in, what course you're doing, or where you're coming from. If you're doing a postgraduate degree at the University of Nottingham, the best place to start by far is the postgraduate funding website. It's super organized. It takes you right from the beginning into two sections, whether you're doing a postgraduate taught course like an MA or a postgraduate research. This page has a really great kind of broken down guide into where to go about looking for funding for your research opportunities, whether it's by your research subject area or international student research. If you are doing a taught MA course like I am, there's a whole bunch of stuff for you. Funding for postgraduate taught courses tends to be a little more limited than what you might be used to in your undergrad. It is there. Right away you'll see some information for if you are a UK student, including links to your academic school for course-based funding, loans from the British government for your master's, professional career development loans, links to the graduate school. There's a really great step-by-step guide for funding, which kind of covers all possible areas. So if you really just have like no idea where to look or kind of what category applies to you, then I would suggest going to this page. It is useful to check your subject area because some taught course subjects have their own funding opportunities, so find out if there's any course-specific funding for you. And then there is the page for international MA funding, which applies to me and a lot of other students. It's hard enough sometimes finding funding to go to school in your own country, but if you want to go abroad like I did, that kind of adds a whole nother layer of ambiguity and confusion. There is a page for all of the master's scholarships for the coming year. These do differ by availability of the country that you're coming from, but that's all nice and broken down for you. There is a page for external sources of funding by region. So this will link you to your country's own scholarship programs, your government's funding program. If you're from the US, there is a tab on the left-hand side for US federal aid because this can be a very tricky topic. This breaks down how to apply for your federal loans, and it's just really super helpful because if you go to the FAFSA website on your own, it can be a little confusing. There's also a link to the scholarship coordinator for the US federal loans, who is super helpful and very, very nice and answered a lot of my questions last year. Personally, I did end up getting federal loans from the US government to pay for my school. Yes, you will have to pay it back eventually, but it's a really good secure way to get your funding. There's also a really useful page on general living costs, which will help you kind of figure out how much you'll need living in this country versus your own. So in summary, if you want to do a postgraduate course at the University of Nottingham and you're overwhelmed and worried that you're not going to be able to find enough funding to pay for it, stop worrying. Just go to this website, look at your options, because there are options. There is funding out there. It's just not as readily put in your face as when you're doing your undergrad. So you just have to know where to look for it and actually go out and get it. There will be a link to this website in the description box, so please check it out. And I hope this was helpful. Good luck with your funding search, and I will see you guys again very soon.